Hey all, Jason Levon, priest at St. Luke's Episcopal Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Welcome to another Pause and Pray. The late Archbishop Oscar Romero once said, "Let us never tire of preaching love. It's the force that will one day overcome the world." It never ceases to amaze me how in the midst of life and all of the fatigue and exhaustion and darkness it can bring, how there's something in the human spirit that embodies Romero's wisdom, that doesn't tire of preaching love. Not always in words, but with lives of service for one another. Take, for example, our neighborhood in Bayview right here. Yesterday it was bitterly cold here. It's cold today, but it was bitterly cold yesterday. And I was scrolling through social media, and the owner of the gas station a block from church here had a beautiful post. And it simply said, "I know that it's bitterly cold today, and if any of you need a place to warm up, if you're a city worker or a police officer or waiting for a bus or a homeless person and you just need a place to warm up for a while, I've instructed my employees to make sure that that is allowed to happen. Stay safe and stay warm, everybody." Such a simple post, such a simple act, but one that preached love in a beautiful way on a bitterly cold day yesterday. Today, the church lifts up the feast of St. John Chrysostom, or Chrysostom, however you pronounce it. John is considered a doctor of the early church, formative in the life of the early church. He ministered and preached at the end of the 300s and the beginning of the 400s. He eventually became Bishop of Constantinople, but spent much of his ministry in Antioch, which is in modern-day Turkey. He was nicknamed the Golden Tongue because he was such an eloquent preacher. So eloquent that people were warned if they were going to attend his liturgy to not bring too much money, because while they were caught up in his preaching, pickpocketers were known to rummage through pockets and steal the money of those in attendance. Historical scholars will quickly point out, though, that John wasn't just known for his eloquent preaching. He was known for his love. He loved the people of Antioch deeply, and in return, they loved him deeply, and perhaps that's really what made his preaching so effective, was that he preached love's eloquence, not primarily in words, but through his life and ministry and love for those to whom he preached. And in that lies a holy invitation for all of us to pause and pray today, reflecting on how we've come to experience the eloquence of love being preached in our midst. Again, not so much in words, but through lives of loving service. Maybe it's found in the kindness of those who offer places of warmth for anybody and everybody on these cold, bitter winter days. Or maybe it's found in the compassion of countless healthcare workers, I think particularly of hospice workers who provide comfort to the dying. Or maybe it's found in the service of first responders that are ready to respond to a tragedy at the drop of a hat. And maybe it's even found in our lives as we think about the lives and the love that have formed and shaped us over the years. And the wonder of it all is that we're not invited by God to respond to all of that by giving thanks with eloquent words of our own, but simply by offering our lives in loving service to one another. God's peace and blessings to you all.